Previously on Prey. Dr. Morgan Yu fixed the coolant leakage, and on the way to the bridge, Dr. Ingray had an errand for him.
System alert. Repairs needed. Please contact a qualified engineer.
One way or another, that imposter Cook is not leaving the station alive. Yeah, don't you think that the family appears to have what I can only describe as moral bankruptcy? Okay, that's not really the only way I describe it, but it's certainly accurate, isn't it? I mean, what more can I say about it? That's... We call them volunteers because calling them convict test subjects would sound too unethical if it ever got out. And all that just to harvest more material for the neuromods. Now you using them, it's a necessary evil to ensure survival, but after this, we're gonna need to... think about where you want to be going with this. As who you are now, it's clearly not who you were. Your brother has certainly noticed that. And he says it as if it's a bad thing. I don't. Another way of saying it's a way of doing experiments which would, on Earth, be considered unethical and illegal. Yeah, the voltaic phantoms best fought at a distance.
Coming through.
Time to see what these workstations have to say. This is monitoring the outside and controlling the camera. What about around executive and... yeah. Hard to miss, isn't it?
Operator approach.
Whatever that means, it's not going to be a good thing. And not just
Now open. See Galen in the crew quarters front desk to reserve a slot.
for those that are still alive around here. I'm also talking about those on Earth. Yeah, all these entries. They sound so mundane, don't they? They had no idea of the nightmare that would occur.
What do you have for me, Cothran?
Chief, yeah, so I checked that flight plan for the volunteer shuttle like you requested. You're right, it went dark for 12 minutes before it resumed a path towards Earth, but at a slightly different trajectory than before. It's almost unnoticeable, like it left from a different part of the station, or changed its flight pattern around Talos.
12 minutes? What about the other shuttles?
It's only the volunteer shuttles, but it's all of them. They go dark 8 to 10 minutes after leaving the station, then suddenly reappear. The VIP shuttles don't show the same irregularity.
Got it. Don't talk to anyone about this.
About what, Chief?
Exactly. Good work, Matt. Elazar out. I got an SOS from a Kirk Remmer. I was gonna route him to security, but we got cut off. He said he was at the escape pods in life support.
So call Chief show up in deep storage. I'm not a network engineer.
You're his supervisor?
Lady, do you people even know what is happening down here? One of my cargo bays is blown wide open, and I've got multiple MIAs. Please tell me there's a medical team on the way.
I'm sorry, I don't know, but I can relay your message to Dr. DeVries and...
Christ, I gotta go.
Oh yes. It didn't end well, did it? Now, before you head to where this volunteer is, term used loosely, let's head upstairs to see what's there. Not entirely convincing, are they? Unfortunately, the return trip did not go quite as smoothly. It certainly didn't go smoothly for these two. Yeah. We've already been to that shuttle advent. Might be worth checking it out again at some point. There might be something you missed the first time. Yeah. Ah. Let's hear what this has to say.
This is Captain Jada Marks. I'm setting down for posterity my deliberation over the fate of the shuttle Advent. I'm unable to determine with confidence if the Advent departed before being contaminated by the life forms presently overwhelming Talos I. Best guess, based on telemetry data, Advent departed approximately 30 minutes prior to the first incident report logged by security. 30 minutes. It is within that narrow gap of uncertainty I must decide whether or not to remote detonate the shuttle and its 5 passengers. They may very well be flying a cargo hold full of mimics to an unsuspecting Earth. They may not.
Captain! We could sure as hell use that golden gun right about now!
I don't...
Okay, has Jada Marks been watching James Bond?
Did I thought... Your shift isn't for another 2 hours, but I need you to come in now. Is everything okay? No, it's not. Stop by my cabin first. Bring the gun from my safe. Transmitting the key code. Right away, Captain.
Okay, you've got a decision to make. You can either spare the shuttle and risk mimics escaping the Earth, or blow the shuttle up and kill some innocents while you're at it. Well, you've already killed some of them in the past, so... Well, I suspect that some of the volunteers, as whoever put it did, were considered irredeemable in terms of being considered unacceptable to the current regime. Where they consider any as a difference as wrong. Then again, how you were and how you are now are two different people. Well, let's hope you've chosen wisely. You also have another reason to head to crew quarters. But before that, you have one more loose end. And that's down in the escape pods.
Good evening, Talos. A word from our security chief, Ms. Alazar. To protect your co-workers' privacy, security terminals are reserved for authorized uses only. If you're not wearing a blue uniform, you're probably not authorized.
Morgan, you... This pod will work, but I do not know how to launch it.
They have now been avenged. Oh, and as for that bit about the escape pod, does he think that you're a idiot? Right, next stop, crew quarters. Well, wasn't expecting that to turn up.
Repairs needed. Please contact the qualified.
Oh great, nightmare. Leg it! That nightmare repelling signal might be useful around now, as if the tendrils don't kill you, the rapid fire side attacks will. If you fight one of those up close. So unless you want it to you up, I'd use that.
Alex, this is Captain Marks. I'm calling calling to let you know I've authorized a full evacuation of Talos I. I've tried to issue a mayday to Earthside operations, but our external communication systems are malfunctioning. If you're still with us, we're keeping our posts until the last pods are safely away. Mark's out.
Please contact a qualified engineer.
There appears to be only one working escape pod. And you're the one who has access to that, don't you? Yeah, best repair that while you're here. And also recycle anything that you don't want to be carrying around, at least in its raw form. Well, in the form of junk, anyway. Well, you could certainly use some more ammo. You can never have too much of that. You need more to deal with anything that stands in the way. Okay, got 3 things to look out for in the crew quarters. The digits that's on the treasure map. Well, the digit at the location on the treasure map. There's also what Dr. Inge wanted you to retrieve. And there's, of course, that's golden gun. And no, not that. Yeah. I'm guessing you weren't that patient to do a sneak attack. Right, let's head back in there. Yeah, that speed doesn't really help with resisting weapons fire. Certainly not with something that is better used when up close. One more digit to go. You missed a few things, but now you can retrieve everything that you can. Yeah. I'm fully aware they didn't work. and it disgusts me. And it certainly disgusts you now, doesn't it, Dr. Yu? Right, what's next? Dr. Ingle's musical knowledge that he wanted to have retrieved, or, well, you can either do that first or second. I suspect you'll want to do both eventually. Well, that golden gun is more useful to someone that is alive than dead.
The lock was key to the first concerto Leitner played. It was the first time Maya heard him, and we were both. I felt small in the light of his skill. I can play it now too, thanks to a neuromod, but only in my head.
You used a guest neuromod.
I copied their neuroscans and hid the data on my transcribe. Fabricated my own mods. I'm not proud of the act. Now, I'm glad I did.
I'd improve it a bit more than that before you replace your standard with that. No. Unless you're willing to use mimicry. Those quarters are beyond your reach. Oh, yes. There's also the matter with your brother to deal with. Or can that wait? I guess it can. Okay, why are we back here? Clearly, it's because... Oh, right, the water supply. And, yeah. How to get into the security office. Ah, problem solved. Ah, right. Let's see if you've missed anything else. Ah. Well, glad you had the code, but... Where now? Water treatment?
Thank you.
How long is Dr. Ingray going to be waiting? What other detours will there be? Find out next time on Prey.